My buddy Andy asked me if I could try and make a handle for this World War II era knife he got from his 92-year-old neighbor. Andy cleaned up the blade before he sent it to me. Check out his video. I'll pin a link to it in the comments. Here's what the knife looked like when I received it. Andy did a good job cleaning up the blade. Here's a good look at the handle section. I did some research online and found that the Western G46 8-inch fighting knife came with a stacked leather handle. The handle had red and black stripes on each end, and the metal tang was exposed top and bottom. I used a diamond bit in my Dremel to grind away the mushrooming holding on the butt cap. Once I felt I had ground off enough metal, I started whacking. I had put my trash can under the vise to catch the blade. Here's the pieces disassembled. The handguard needed some straightening. More whacking took care of that. I gave everything a soak in Evaporust. Here's the parts after Evaporust. I was confident there was no more corrosion hiding in the pitting. I picked up these welding magnets at Harbor Freight. I thought they would be ideal for holding small parts while sanding. The handguard and butt cap came out pretty good. I didn't sand where I knew the handle was going to cover. I bought some G10 sheets off of Amazon to make the red and black stripes. The G10 was easy to drill and cut. I've had this piece of leather for a while. I think it came from the clearance aisle in Hobby Lobby. I cut out the leather pieces with a utility knife and a small screwdriver sharpened like a chisel. I test fit the G10 and leather pieces on the handle before gluing. I scuffed up the G10 to help the epoxy stick. I added G10 sanding dust to the epoxy with the hopes that the colored epoxy would help hide any gaps. I tried the same trick with the leather. Gluing up the handle was a messy job. I decided to peen on the butt cap before the epoxy cured. Here's my stacked leather nightmare after the epoxy had cured overnight. I had some sanding to do. I installed the dust collection cover on my sander and attached my shop vac to it. I used a brand new 40 grit belt. Even with the aggressive belt, the leather wanted to burn. I repeatedly cleaned the belt as I was sanding. It took me a while to get one side roughed out. Here's the handle completely roughed out. What followed was a ton of hand sanding. Here's the handle sanded down to 320 grit. I then decided to try wet sanding. The wet and dry sandpaper I used reacted with the leather and turned the handle black. I'm not sure if it was the abrasive embedded in the leather or some sort of chemical reaction. Using this paper was a mistake. I was able to sand away a lot of the black staining. I decided to color the leather with Minwax Early American Wood Stain. The leather soaked up a lot of stain, so I let it dry for several days. Before I show you how my handle turned out, I want to remind you what an original handle looks like. I was hoping to come close to this original look. So what do you think? I applied several coats of semi-gloss polyurethane, sanding with 320 between each coat. Andy tells me that this knife belonged to his 92-year-old neighbor's stepfather. He enlisted in the Navy the day after Pearl Harbor was attacked. He etched his name and the names of all of the islands he sailed to on the blade. This was a challenging project. I hope Andy likes how it turned out. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.